we are honored to be joined by Comcast Spectacor's CEO and Flyers Governor Dan Hilferty here with us in studio. And Dan, you hold the position that Ed Snider once held. What does it mean to you to carry on his legacy? Big picture, but we see it every single day how hard you work to do so as well.
Well, thank you, Ashlyn. It's great to be here with you this evening. It is an honor to serve in this role, a role that Ed Snider, not only as the founder of the organization, but worked hard every single day to build this brand. He is the original titan of our franchise, and so for me, in a small way, to fill those shoes, it's quite an honor.
Yeah, Mr. Snider had a lot of passion for the city, a lot of love for the city, but he really cared about everyone in the organization and in the city as well, like whether it was, trainers or management, coaches, especially the players as well. He loved being in the locker room with us, and I see a lot of that in you, Dan, over the last couple of years, just how you're just gotten so ingrained with this city, with the Flyers as well. Is that something learned, or are you just a man of the people in Philadelphia?
Well, Scott, it's interesting. I did see that in Mr. Snider as a fan. I've always been a fan. I continue to be a fan, and there's something about being amongst Philadelphia fans, and so for me it comes naturally. I've always tried to engage anyone that I met throughout the hallways, throughout the concourse, whatever it might be, to just show that we do care and we understand that a fan wants to come have a great experience and watch women's hockey.
What does it take to, Ed Snider got Philly, although maybe not born here. You were from here, correct?
That's good.
What does it take to get Philly to connect?
Oh, wow, that is such a really good question, in that I think what it is about Philadelphia is this passion is bred into you, and sometimes it's not only just an enthusiasm, but a skepticism, because we've had a number of losing streaks, and I think it's just about accepting people as the rabid fans that they are, and as over time, maybe years, you become a Philadelphian like the rest of us. Ed Snider was from D.C., but when he came here, he embraced Philadelphia, he made it his home, and he was as much Philadelphian as Ben Franklin, in my opinion.
Good comparison. They are for sure passionate, that's for sure, the people of Philadelphia. And when you think of Ed Snider, his legacy, it's obviously so much bigger than hockey. But you also see the work he's done with youth hockey. Even for us sitting here, we talk about it all the time, how he's making hockey bigger in Philadelphia, still his legacy. Is that something you still work on day to day?
Ashlyn, it is such a priority for us as an organization. When you think of Ed Snider youth hockey and education, it's about not only giving young people who might not have access to a hockey rink or access to coaching the opportunity to learn and play, but at the same time, there's an emphasis on making them understand that their education is important. And so we as an organization not only value it, we live to make sure that Snider hockey gets out there day in and day out and continues to improve lives.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch of times, the little programs, and seeing the kids there, and then fast forward 15 years after I played here in my early years, late 2000s, and it's amazing to see how these kids have grown up and they have families and jobs and education and stuff. Is pretty incredible. And just talk about on the ice performance. How important is it for you guys to get to that next level, to make the playoffs and have a full building every night? It's there, it's coming. I know the rebuild's here, but how important is that for you guys to take that next step right now?
Well, now I'm going to put my business hat on. The first thing for me is consistently to have more people in the arena, and we're beginning to see that. Our numbers are up significantly. There's an enthusiasm in the arena at this point. What we keep saying, and this is from where I sit, from Keith Jones, from Danny Briere, John Tortorella, that we're going to do this the right way. And people have to be patient. But I think you need to balance that with these guys, their careers go by like that. And so if we keep talking about the future, we need to do that. We need to make the right decisions to build toward that future. But at the same time, we have to show these players who give their lives to their profession that we're about winning today too. And if you go in that room on a consistent basis, you see a bunch of winners.
Yeah.
So it's balancing about building toward the future, but giving them a chance to win every single day. And we've created an environment that is best in class, and we want players in the future who might be looking at free agency to pick Philadelphia because we have such a family feeling that was really started by Ed Snider and his care for these players, not only as players, but as people, as family members, whatever it might be.
You come from a pretty buttoned-down business world. Now you're in the sports world. Snider could really lose it. Do you ever get that temptation to run down those stairs and get on the glass and yell at the referees?
You know what? It's interesting. Like
I want to see it.
When my son played college basketball, he had to ask me to sit. I would say this, that I understand this role in that there's got to be a level of decorum. So I feel it inside, but I try to channel it to supporting Jonesy, supporting Danny, and the team as a whole in accomplishing our not only short-range goals but our longer-term goals. So do I feel it? Do I kind of yell in the car on the ride home? Yeah. But I don't bang on the glass yet. I've been known to do it.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. And we have one more for you here, Mr. Hilferty. You always talk about the honesty this organization has to have with the fan base. And I think fans at times get tired of hearing what a great room this is. But you know it's going to transcend when you put a winning product on this ice. How important is it to get good people in this locker room, which I think we've seen a big difference the past couple of years?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I do come from a buttoned-up environment, but what I have to say is a team's a team. Whether you're a hockey team or you're an office, group of people running an office, and I have to say this, I firmly believe that if you have a group of people with a like-minded vision, the ability to support each other and trust each other, great things happen. And so, look, these guys wouldn't be in the NHL, right, Sky, if they weren't talented individuals.
Exactly, yep.
I think by building an environment and allowing that room to develop and grow, they're going to surpass even their wildest dreams. So I just ask our fans to continue to be patient. We'll figure out this goalie situation over time. We'll continue to build these draft picks. But we're going to try to win every single night. And that in itself is something that our fans, as a Philadelphian, I can honestly say, they see it. They see it and they appreciate it.
Well, that is great to hear. Dan Hilferty, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Hilf.
And the Flyers will honor their former owner and founder throughout tonight's game. Much more on his impact on the franchise, the community, and the city throughout our Flyers coverage tonight. Flyers Pregame Live, presented by Toyota, proud partner of the Philadelphia Flyers, returns after this.